During the menstrual phase, the uterine stratum functionalis begins to shed. This is due to low level of progesterone and estrogen. So, in the ovary during the menstrual phase, there is no follicle developing, and follicle stimulating hormone is also low at this level. Hence, the shedding of the uterus. Estrogen is low, FSH is low, progesterone is low. The uterine endometrium layer, that is the stratum functionalis, begins to shed. The sign you see at this phase is blood coming out of your vagina, and this period is referred to as menstrual phase. Menstrual phase can last for a minimum of 3 days and a maximum of 7 days. In this video, we're using a 28-day calendar to calculate both the menstrual cycle and ovarian cycle. Good. After the menstrual phase is done, the FSH from the anterior pituitary gland is secreted. This will stimulate the ovarian follicles to begin to develop. As you can see here, the ovarian follicles begin to develop. And at this period, these ovarian follicles will secrete as they develop the follicular cells around them. As they grow and increase in number, the follicular cells will begin to secrete estrogen mostly. This estrogen will stimulate the uterine stratum basal to regenerate the stratum functionalis. Hence, this period in the menstrual cycle is called proliferative phase. But this period in the ovarian cycle is still follicular phase. As you can see, these are the developing follicles of the ovary. Follicular phase begins from day 1 of your menstrual cycle till the day 13 of your menstrual cycle. While in the uterine cycle or menstrual cycle, we have menstrual phase from day 1 to day 5 or day 7, depending on how many days you see your menses. So once menstrual phase ends, the next is proliferative phase, which will occur from day 6 or day 7, depending on how many days you saw your menses, until the day ovulation occurs. As you can see, during this proliferative phase, FSH level is rising, estrogen level is rising, progesterone level is a little bit low. This is the hormonal levels, as you can see. Good. On the day of ovulation, there will be a surge in luteinizing hormone level, another hormone secreted by the anterior pituitary gland. This luteinizing hormone surge is what we cause the developed follicles to burst, a process known as ovulation. So during this day 14, which is the ovulation phase, or the day of ovulation for a 28-day cycle, this developed follicle or mature follicle will burst. And when it does this, it will release the oocyte. That releasing of the oocyte is what we call ovulation. When this happens, corpus luteum will be formed. And on this day in the ovarian cycle, we call it ovulation phase. But in the menstrual cycle, it is part of the proliferative phase. After this phase, we now enter the secretory phase. The secretory phase corresponds with the luteal phase of the ovarian cycle. This secretory phase is mostly channeled by corpus luteum. Corpus luteum is in charge of the secretory phase and luteal phase, just as the name sounds, corpus luteum. Corpus luteum begins to secrete progesterone. As you can see, there is a high level of progesterone during this phase. Yes, and estrogen is there, but not as high as progesterone. Yes. So as you can see, the couple's luteal will continue to secrete this progesterone for the period of the secretory phase in the hope that the ovulated oocyte will be fertilized. As you can see, during secretory phase, this stratum functionalis has been fully grown. The glands have become tortuous. Even the arteries are so big and filled with fluid. All this due to the progesterone. Look at the proliferative phase. Realize that the stratum functionalis is still developing. So it is not so tortuous. Even the glands are growing too. This is why during proliferative phase, the signs you see through the vagina, first you see dryness, and then you begin to see the pap-like secretion that cuts. Yes, the pap-like secretion that cuts. And soon during the secretory phase, as you can see, there is increase in fluid and blood flow in the uterine stratum functionalis, and the secretion becomes more fluidy because the uterine endometrium is now odematous. So you will see a light secretion that is transparent and stretches when drawn. This is the sign of secretory phase. Yes, so progesterone will continue to secrete for at least the remaining 14 days before the next menstruation. When there is no fertilization, the corpus luteum will degenerate to become the corpus albicans. Yes, and when this happens, progesterone level will drop, estrogen level will drop, the hormone level has dropped, and menstruation happens again, and the cycle begins again. This is Ekechukwu Dora from Anatomy Made Easy. Stay tuned.